Boehnlein, Prospect Mortgage Vice President, District, like that. Here with Boehnlein, District Vice President. Stop! Through the toughest real estate mortgage needs that are not being met. Lusidia Morrow, a realtor with Century 21 Award, and I'm sitting here with Boehnlein, District Vice President of Prospect Mortgage. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Carol.
How are you?
Good.
Good. San Diego is going through a lot of changes here, and right now the San Diego market, the prices of homes are rising, and we're on a bit of an upswing.
For sure.
For sure.
A bit.
Now, buyers, what do you think buyers should be asking lenders when qualifying for a home loan?
I think one of the more important questions is finding out, number one, are they a direct lender? They're still, with the broker market that exists, a mortgage broker is someone that originates a loan, but then hands it off to another mortgage company that actually will make the decision,
yes,
close the loan. And so I think in this market where we are competitive on our offers, it's really important that you get somebody that can make a decision on the file, and that the decision actually is the final decision, not somebody that's going to have to send it off someplace else.
Okay.
Very important.
Great, great. What are some of the misconceptions that you see buyers facing with financing?
I think there's a belief right now that we know that the industry was very, very easy. 5 years ago, got a loan.
Right.
And certainly there's been some correction in the marketplace. But I believe that a lot of buyers have a conception now, or a misconception, that the market's gotten extremely difficult and that if you're not perfect, you can't get a loan. And that really is not the case. There still is a lot of opportunities for home buyers at different levels of down payment, different levels of credit, different levels of qualifying to still obtain a loan.
Absolutely.
The biggest difference is we really want to make sure now that the buyer going in can actually afford the home, which probably should have been the case all along.
Right, absolutely.
Losing a home is not good for anybody.
Now, Bob, tell us, what's all the hype about the foreclosure market here? Are we going to see a big wave of foreclosures?
Well, there clearly has been a slowdown in the release of foreclosures in the market. And we know that, depending on what you read, Fannie and Freddie are holding back, lots of properties that haven't been released, all the different asset managers. And so we know that these properties exist, and at some point those are going to start going out in the market.
Yes.
Now, depending again, my personal opinion is you take San Diego, the county of San Diego, and what I saw is going back and looking at May and June, we were about 25 to 30% down in listing inventory from the previous months.
Right.
Now, even if you were to release 3,000 assets in the county of San Diego, that's like less than 10% of what's currently out there. So how much of an impact is that going to make? It would certainly open up the opportunity for buyers, but is it going to flood our market? I'm not so sure on that. I think that we will continue to see release, but based on the inventory, the time of market, even with these releasing assets, I don't think you're going to all of a sudden have this tidal wave where all of a sudden you have so many properties and not enough buyers.
Right.
We have a lot of buyers that are looking to buy a home.
Absolutely.
A release of assets of 3,000 to 4,000 in San Diego would actually be a great thing.
Right, right.
When that will happen, that's the mystery.
That's the question. When?
Correct.
Yes.
I think my belief is whenever I try to, when we try to read the crystal ball, we're going to be wrong more times than we are right. I like to personally deal with what we know we can control today and let the other stuff take care of itself.
Right.
So at some point, could we see more assets on the market? Certainly we could. If I'm a home buyer, do I want to continue to sit and wait on the fence, hoping that someday there might be a giant selection of properties that don't exist today? I'm not so sure that's the best advice, because what if that never really comes to pass? The other thing that people have a tendency to forget is that as the new assets may or may not come up, what's the interest rate market going to do? We've lived in now for the last 12 months some of the best interest rates in recent time.
Right.
And so as a homeowner, I would want to take advantage of both things. I got great interest rates. If I can find the home I like right now at the price I want, then I think I should go for it. The waiting game is always a dangerous game.
Right. So this is it. Now is the right time to purchase a home.
I think now is as great a time as any time. I would tell you that I think we're in the best worst market. Unfortunately, we have a lot of foreclosures, but fortunately, it's also given a lot of opportunity for homeowners that maybe couldn't afford to buy a home 5 years ago because of the rising appreciation. All of a sudden, now they're able to afford that home and be able to get in. So why not now?
Right. Okay. Good. Now, Bob, how does Prospect Mortgage compete with, say, Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America?
Well, first thing I'll say is that Prospect is currently the largest non-bank lender in the country. So we are the largest privately held mortgage banker in the country. We are a direct lender. So ways that we differentiate ourselves from other lenders. Number one, we've always been a purchase-oriented type of lender. So we've gone back over 25 years. We believed in the value of the realtor, the purchase market, and our focus from the top down has always been based on that. We want to provide a level of service that is based on how do you compete in the purchase market, not necessarily refis or chasing down the other stuff. How about past clients? So how that translates out to the buyer, again, we are a direct lender, so that means that when we do make a decision on a loan, that we have the ability to back that decision up. Number two, because we focus on the purchase market, and right now we know the purchase market is a REO heavy market, we are looking at making concessions and ways to be able to compete in that market. Number three is I think that when you look at the overall value, we train our loan officers to create trust with the buyer and to do the right thing for the buyer. So our thing is, in some cases, the right thing is saying no. You know, I'm a parent, so I want to say yes to my kids all the time, but there's times I have to say no.
Absolutely.
We believe in doing the right thing for the buyer, which means putting them in a property they can afford, and it's going to be the right decision for the long term. Not yes, just because it's the easiest thing to do, or because the realtor wants us to say yes.
Right, okay. And then why should a buyer come to Prospect Mortgage for their mortgage?
Well, I think to me, I would only want a buyer to come to Prospect Mortgage is because they believe that the loan officer they've spoken with, the relationship they enter in, is a relationship in which they have a lot of trust and confidence that person has asked the right questions, right? So there's more to the game than just what is your interest rate.
Exactly.
When you mentioned earlier about the purchasing of a home, when you look at all the things that a person does in their life, buying a home is probably the single biggest decision they'll ever make, other than picking their significant other.
Right.
And you can't buy a house and take it back a week later.
That's for sure.
So there's a lot of things that go into purchasing a home, and it will affect every other aspect of your financial life, your future investments, retirement, college. So I would want to know that the buyer has actually had the right questions asked, that they believe that loan officer has answered those questions and given them a level of trust and confidence to know that that person really is going to meet my objective and help me to do the right thing.
Right, great. Okay, there you have it. I know a lot of you out there are looking for answers to your concerns that are not being met, and we're here to help you through the toughest real estate mortgage needs. To have all your questions answered, call my team of partners with confidence. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook.